Hello, my name's Mark Goodacre. I'm teaching a course at the moment at Duke University on Jesus and the Gospels, and we've just pivoted to look at the historical Jesus. And I'm always struck by the challenges that there are in teaching the historical Jesus. I mean, a large part of it is I'm sitting in my office here at Duke University at the moment, and I'm surrounded by books, and many of them are on the historical Jesus. And I haven't got through everything that's here in my office, let alone everything that's in the library downstairs or that's in the world on the historical Jesus. There's just so much of it, so much secondary literature. We can't even scrape the surface. That is daunting. And we've got kind of the opposite problem with antiquity, which is that we haven't got enough material. Far too much secondary literature, nowhere near enough primary literature. There's so much data that's missing. We would so like to know more about Jesus' childhood or his teenage years or his career, his family. There's loads of things we'd like to know more about. And the data that we do have, well, it's disputed for one thing. I mean, I don't believe in the existence of Q, which lots of people think is fundamental to reconstructing the life of the historical Jesus. Some people think John's Gospel is really valuable for reconstructing the historical Jesus. Other people think less so. Some people think the Gospel of Thomas is important in the life of the historical Jesus. So the sources are disputed too. And of course, they're all highly prejudicial. They all basically are trying to persuade the reader that Jesus is a big deal. What we don't have are sources written by outsiders. I mean, some of the best history comes when you've got friends and foes, friends and enemies, talking about the same character, insiders and outsiders. Then you can get a more rounded picture. So that's difficult as well. But I think probably the biggest issue is that so many people feel that they have a stake in the historical Jesus. So many people want to see the historical Jesus like themselves or of an ideal version of themselves, what they're aspiring to be. And therefore, it's very easy to read your own particular worldview, prejudices, and so on into the character. So there are challenges, there are really big challenges. But I don't want to be all doom and gloom because there are rewards for studying the historical Jesus. And I find it endlessly fascinating. And actually, we're probably better informed about the historical Jesus than we are about many other figures from antiquity. So we shouldn't really grumble. It might be very difficult to write Jesus's biography, but we can at least say quite a lot about him with confidence. So there's lots to look forward to when you're questing for the historical Jesus.